All right. So I think I was muted earlier. So please let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, do let me know in the chat. Let's get started. Please, if you're just joining in, let me know if you can hear me in the chat, please. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. As I'm seeing some persons live there with us, so please, if you can hear me, let me know in the chat just so I know if you are audible or not. Let me unmute the announcement group for this particular event. Let me go through this. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. We are just getting started. Let's just give some persons 3 minutes to join us. Then we get into the main conversations for tonight. Okay. Okay, some persons are having difficulty joining us. I'm getting chats, I'm getting messages from a couple of persons who are finding difficult to join us live. So please give me a few minutes, let me resolve that. Okay. Verifying me. Okay. All right, if you are just tuning in, please give me a few minutes. Let me resolve some issues with the link. Um, it's going to just take a few minutes and we are going to be set and ready to go. Several issues. Okay, let me see what I can do. I'm going through my WhatsApp. I'm getting several complaints about the link not being available. So let me just create a new link. Okay, okay. I have the right link here with me now. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Okay. So I believe we are good now. That's how we solve. Okay. All right. So if you can see my screen right now, please let me know in the chat as well. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Your link is soon available. I just came to YouTube. I can access it now. All right. So yes, we are good now. All right. So let's get started. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Um, I'm Victor James, and I'll be your host tonight. So the purpose of this class is to walk you through what you should expect as you're about to commence your journey with Use It Well Academy and Profound Nutritional Wellness. So part of what, most of what we're going to be doing tonight is trying to let you know what to expect and how the program runs. And at some point, we're going to take some questions and then we'll call it a night. This is not a class where I teach actually. This is just me walking you through what to expect in the program you signed up for. I know the group have been quiet for a couple of days now. Um, that's because of lots of work that are being done in the background, right? But I just wanted to have this session personally with you. I know I normally don't hold um, live sessions like this. Not like, I don't know who orientation class like this. It's usually one of our coaches that handles that. But I had to make it a point of duty to be here with you tonight and personally walk you through how the program will go. All right. So with that said, just to be sure that I'm not talking to myself, um, confirm if you see my screen right now. If you can see the Use This Well app on your screen, please confirm if you can see that. And if at any point you can't hear me clearly, just let me know so I can switch uh, on the internet provider. I can't tell how strong it is right now. So if it's glitching at any point, you can't hear me clearly, let me know in the comments and I will make a switch to a clearer network. All right. All right. So good evening, this is Rosemary. It's Peter. All right. Okay. All right. So I think okay. Baby says she can also see my screen. Okay. Please confirm if you can see so we can get started. Can you see my screen? Please let me know in the chat so we can proceed. Okay. All right. More yeses just came in. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Um, First, if you are new to the program, if you have never participated in the program, the first step for you to be able to see the screen right now, the one displayed on your screen, is for you to go through the onboarding process. And for the fact that you are in this class tonight, it means that you have been part of that, you have gone through that onboarding process, you have provided your details, because if you don't go through that process, you can't be in the group. So you are supposed to have gone through, provided your information, I mean, things like your starting measurements, your starting photos, your health information that we need, and commitment to yourself, of course. So that is the process it takes for you to be able to see the screen right now. And we had to give you a bonus meal plan, right? Is a detailed meal plan. It was a bonus we gave because of the delay we had, because of the WhatsApp issues we faced last weekend. So we had to give you this bonus for you to go through it, and I hope you follow through with the bonus plan, and you are already seeing changes. A couple of persons sent me messages with even photos of their results just following this particular bonus meal plan. So even though it is a bonus meal plan, it is it is something that you should value, you should do. If you had used it, because today is just Saturday, and by tomorrow this bonus will disappear. So if you had used this plan, trust me, I hope you saw good results. Okay, that is to show you, or rather to give you a glimpse of what to expect in the program proper. Now, when you come to your app, right, once you have signed into your app, you will see this bonus meal plan here, right? But if you scroll down a bit, you will now see join your WhatsApp groups. Most persons have joined one group and they didn't join the other group. So you are supposed to join two groups. You have your announcements, the announcement group, and then your support and accountability group. All right. So announcement is where we give information, right, about program, something that we don't want to miss, something that's important to you. We usually provide such information on the announcement group. Why the support group is where you post your mails, where you ask your questions. Um, Most of the coaching process, I mean, you asking questions, we vetting your meals, even participating in challenges and stuff like that. All those things takes place in the support and accountability group. So it is very important that you join both groups. Okay. So if you join for the first time, you will see the link to join here. So you see this join button here. I don't know if my mouse is right there, but you will see this button here that says join. You will click on it and then join the groups. All right. So you click on this join button. Once you click on it and you join it, you come back and say, I have joined. Mark has done. The instruction is clearly stated, so that this thing can disappear from your screen. So once you click, I have joined, Mark has done, it clears, right? And if you scroll down a bit, you will see that your program is starting in 2 days, okay? And then your information you provided during your login, your starting points, all right? So your weight, your waist measurement, and your hips measurement. If this information is not correct, if you made any mistake when you were filling in your form and the information you are seeing on your portal is not correct, please send me a message. All right, send me a message and I will correct it from my own end. Right now, you don't have you can't correct it, right? But there's some information you can correct on your own end, but Most of them you may not know where to go and correct it, but I will show you right in this class. But if you at any point you are not clear about your measurement or you find difficult to locate, you can send me a message and I will do that for you. All right. So that's it here. Now you see this button that says review and edit my starting point. Okay. Once you click on that button that says review and edit my starting point, it will take you to this particular screen where you take your time to edit the information you provided during your login. So just to make sure that you filled in the right information, so you have until 13th of July to actually do that, which is the day your program is starting. All right. So you have until then can go through, review. You will see your photos, the photos you uploaded during your starting up, or you can just verify that everything is correct, and then you can go and click on confirm starting point. If you made any changes to your form or to any information on this particular screen, if you made any changes to it, you will scroll down and click on confirm starting point. This button right here, you will click on it and it will get saved. Everything will now reflect what you just updated. All right. Okay, so for now, you won't have access to check-ins yet because your program hasn't commenced. Okay, so if you click on it, it will tell you that in 2 days' time, you're going to have access to check-ins, right? People that were part of the program the last time, they know how this works. But for the sake of those who are just joining us, you will have access to our checking system. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and it is designed in such a way that you can complete it in less than 1 minute. All right. So you have two check-ins to do. We have the morning log and the evening log. Morning log is when you wake up in the morning, you open your app and tell us how many hours of sleep you had, the sleep quality. If you have had your detox water that morning, that's your morning detox, you are going to tell us right on the app. It's simple yes, no answer, right? And if you have drank any water, you can also fill in that, okay, you have had a glass of water or 4 glasses of water, like we recommend you do with the detox water. All right. So that is what you do in the morning. Now, in the evening, usually opens by 5 p.m. The evening will be open. It is in the evening you now tell us, okay, did you follow your meal plan today? How many steps do you walk today? You update your water intake for the day. You tell us stuff like how was your day, your stress levels, your energy levels, your I think we also ask if you have any complaints or your mood, yeah, your overall mood for today. These things are simple things you tap or you say yes or no to. They are not designed to get you to start typing, right? No, you don't have to type. Just yes, no, and so the way it is designed is in such a way that in less than a minute you are done with your check-ins, your daily check-ins, and you move on. Now, this checking is very, very important to your success in the entire program. Let me explain something to you. If these check-ins you do on daily basis throughout the course of your program is what tells us how well you are flowing the program. All right, let me confirm that. Okay. All right, so these check-ins, which you do on daily basis, is what tells us how well you are following the program. Now, you are going to be in a group, right? In the group currently, I think there are 40 persons in a group, right? And it is difficult for us to know how or what each and every person is doing just by the activities going on in that group because it is all over the place. So it is difficult for us to manage. But when you come and do your daily check-ins, we can tell if you are struggling and we can come in and get into the root cause of the matter. Why are you struggling? How can we help you? We help you go through it. If you are not following your meal plan, you can know from your daily check-ins. If you are not doing your workout, you can know from the daily. If you are not drinking enough water, we can know from your check-ins. If you're not hitting the required step count, we can know from your check-ins and we can step in and actually help you. You have to understand that what you paid for is not a meal plan. You didn't pay us for a meal plan. You didn't pay us for a workout plan. You didn't pay us for the detox water you're going to be taking. That's not what you paid for. You paid for coaching. You paid us to hold your hands and walk through this journey with you. And the only way we can be able to clearly tell what you are doing while on this program is through your daily check-ins. So why am I going over and over on it? Because I know how instrumental it is to your success on this program. So please, it only takes a minute. You have 24 hours in a day. And it only takes you 1 minute to show up for the program which you paid for. You have to understand this is a program, and the way the program is designed is that once we start on Monday, it has started, and when the program ends, it has ended. Especially for this cohort-based program, this is a cohort program. So once it starts, and when it ends. And at the end of the day, it is designed for you to follow along as it is going. That means if the program ends, you are not supposed to come to us and start asking for meal plan. You're not supposed to come to us and start asking for workout plan. You're not supposed to come to us and start asking for the things that we have provided for you during the program, because the reasons why they were provided for you to use, is for you to use it in the course of the program. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when the program ends, you lose access to those things. And that's very important. We're going to get to the meal plan later, right? But I have to stress this right now because it is important that you understand that what you paid for is the entire program, and it is the coaching that we do. We give you the tools you need. All this meal plan, workout plan, everything we are doing to you are tools that will help you succeed in these next 21 days. And it is very important to show up daily and use them. All right? So please let me know in the chat if you can still hear me. Let me know if you can hear me before we continue. I'm noticing glitches on my end. I don't know if it's just my end or if it's affecting you as well. So let me know if you can hear me. Then we can proceed to other conversations we're going to have tonight. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. So let's go on. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is progress. Your progress. My progress screen. One that's showing on the screen right now. So what you are seeing right now is because the program hasn't started yet. When the program starts, this whole screen will update, right? I'm going to see how much progress you are making while on the program. So you'll be able to tell how much weight you are losing as long as you are doing your progress report. You will tell how much weight you are losing, how much inches you are losing from your body, and how your energy is improving on the program. All these things you are going to be seeing it as long as you are doing your progress report. So progress report opens up every 2 weeks, okay? And then you have your final assessment by the last week of the program. Okay, so program progress report opens every 2 weeks. You are going to be provided with the link to do your progress report. When it opens, you go, you do it, and you are good to go. It's something you do once in 2 weeks. So please make sure you avail yourself to it because it's for you to see how much progress you are making. Look, you cannot tell if you are losing weight or not if you are not tracking. Because that is the mistake a whole lot of people make. When you join a program like this, the whole point of you joining is to make progress. I know at the end of this, it's not just the scale, it's not just about weight loss, but it's about improving your overall health. And if your health is improving, your energy is supposed to improve. All right, you're supposed to feel, more relaxed. You are supposed to feel more at peace with yourself, right? So you are supposed to notice improvement in your overall body. So when you are tracking, that is when you can be able to tell if things are changing. Yes, you can feel it, but then also track it so you can see how much progress you are making and know when to step in, right, to ensure you keep seeing results. So, two tools, right? Your progress report tells you, or rather, helps you know how much progress you're making. And then we, the coach, can also come in and help you when you feel stuck. So please make sure you do your progress report. It just takes, it comes up every 2 weeks, as I said earlier, and it just takes a couple of weeks to complete. All right. So next we have the challenges, right? So before I get into the challenges, um, okay, let me talk about the challenges, right? So the whole purpose of the weekly challenges, right? Every week, right, you're going to be given a new challenge, right? And that those challenges, it could be a step challenge where you're required to walk a certain number of steps every day for the week. It could be a meal compliance challenge where you're required to follow your meal plan as close as possible and post and update your photos. It could be a workout challenge or a sweat challenge where you're required to sweat, take a selfie of your sweaty face after your workout and upload, right? It could also be consistency challenge where you just have to show up the way you are, on day-to-day basis, right? Just down is very simple and straightforward. Now, the whole purpose of what we are doing with these challenges is very simple. We are helping you to build healthy habits. That is what the whole challenge of a team, that's the purpose of the challenges. It's a way for you to build healthy habits. Okay, so very very interesting stuff we saw in the last cohort. We saw that in the first week of the program, most people were not moving. Most people were having, they were struggling with their step count. And the following week, after that for the first week, in the second week, we launched the walk it off challenge. Right, walk it off challenge is just for you to walk, right, and hit a minimum step count at the end of the day. And what we noticed was that many people who were just, nonchalant about their step count in the first week actually became serious with walking in the second week just because of that challenge. And that is the kind of habit it helps you build. Now, what we noticed again was that when a challenge completes and then we move over to another challenge, people start slacking in the last challenge. Let me give you an example, right? So last cohort we had, I think that's the same flow that I want to see in this cohort as well. In the last cohort we started with um, consistency challenge or what we call show up challenge. So show up challenge simply means you showing up every day, and the only thing we are tracking is your check-in. So show up and do your check-ins, right? That was the first challenge we did. That was it's called show up challenge. Now in the second week we now did walk it off challenge. And the purpose of the walk it off challenge I told you earlier is just for you to get to move every single day, right? So the third week, which was the final week of the program, we now did meal compliance challenge. And what we noticed was that in the third week, when we switched to meal compliance challenge, we noticed several persons we are no longer meeting up with their required step count. So this time around, things have changed, right? Expect to see new challenges, not new challenges, new ideas, or rather, a new way to do the challenge, so that you actually carry forward the habits you built in the previous week. So you don't have to. You will be after we are done when we are done with the step count challenge, or rather the walk it off challenge. You don't have to now start slacking in that area in the next week. You have to keep building that habit, because that is what this program is all about. At the core, it's about building habits, because it is the habits that you build when you are trying to lose weight that will help you keep the weight up when you've lost it. People who lose weight and gain it back are those who are not, or who were not able to master the habits they need to keep it up. Losing weight is one thing, but keeping it off is another thing. And the only way you can keep the weight off is by mastering healthy habits. So what we are doing with this whole challenge, I know you are seeing it as excuse me, I know you are seeing it as, oh, it's a challenge, right? But no, at the core, at the very core of what we are doing is helping you develop habits that when you eventually lose this weight, you don't go back to where you started from, because it is the habits that will help you keep the weight off. Okay, so don't joke about this challenge. Participate in it. Be part of it. Show up every day. And to make it even more interesting, we have what we call accountability teams. What does that mean? It means that you, as an individual, you're not going to be doing the challenge on your own. We are going to group you in smaller teams, what we call pods, right? PODS, right? So we're going to be grouping you in small teams of 5 persons, or 4 persons, or 6 persons, depending on the situation, right? And you are going to participate in these challenges as a team. And of course, we reward good behavior in the program. So whenever a team wins, right, you get what we call Liwa credits. Liwa credits is something that we deposit into your wallet that you can use for the next program or any of our programs at all. Excuse me. So we give to you Liwa credits for if your team wins a challenge. And we are hoping that we can take this to the next level in succeeding programs, right? We are hoping that we take this to the next level. It's going to be more interesting, especially the reward aspect, because we want to reward good behavior, right? We created these teams, right? These small teams of 5 persons, 4 persons, 6 persons. The reason why we created these teams is so that you can be able to be there for one another, right? That is the purpose of us creating these accountability teams, so you can be there for your fellow teammates. All right, I'm taking to be sure I'm clear. All right, so that is the whole reason why we created the challenges. So imagine you see a teammate struggling, you can be able to reach out to this person, right? Encourage the person. Tell the person we are in this together, right? You will see when your program starts on Monday, we are going to start on Sunday night. We should, oh no, sorry about that. Monday morning, you will see the list of the teams that are going to be participating in the challenge. You're going to see your teammates and whoever you're participating with. And if you come to your app and click on these challenges, you're going to be able to see the challenges, ones that are coming up, ones that are currently ongoing, and you can see who are your teams for that challenge. All right. So, and one thing you should take note is that the team you started with, the first week of the program, is not a team you are going to end up with by the second week of the program. So we are always switching up teams for every new challenge. So you can be in team A for the first week, and you find yourself in team E or team F in the second week of the program. And then the third week, we switch you again. And the goal is such that we kind of a particular team don't just keep winning all challenges, right? We don't want you to feel discouraged that your team didn't win this time around and you don't participate in the next one. No, so we switch this up and give you a new opportunity, a new standing, a new, just have you with this set of people and create a new opportunity for you to win in the next challenge, right? So that's why we always try to switch things up every single week in the program. All right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is okay. So just so you know, just so I don't miss any point, your accountability teams, right, will be dropped Monday morning. We are going to also announce the challenge for the week Monday morning as well. All right. So you're going to drop your accountability teams Monday morning. You're going to announce the challenge for the week Monday morning as well. So watch out for that in the announcement group. If you also come to your portal, you will see the challenge for the week, and you will also see your team members. And every single day, you are going to be seeing who is. You have access to the leaderboard, right? You see who is at the top, who is at the bottom, just so you can also encourage your team members to, ginger them, motivate them, encourage them to show up, especially when you guys are not at the top, because the goal is for you to be at the top, right? If everybody wins, it's good. Everybody gets reward. That's how it works. So always encourage your team members that you can do it. All right. So that is it. What next? Let's look at the profile. All right. So your profile is just what you filled at the beginning of the program, just your details and your level. But this level here is not absolutely correct. So please don't take it to heart. We are going to make changes to that in the course of the program. We're still, fine tuning the app details and stuff like that. But then don't take whatever you are seeing here as the source of truth, because it may not be correct. So, like for now, I'm seeing beginner here. It may be beginner, but your plan may not really be beginner. All right. So please don't take that to heart. It's not correct. But what I want you to look at is this my weekly plan. Every new week on the program, by Friday, you will have your plan for the following week. So, for instance, the plan for next week was available in your portal Friday morning. Wake up Friday morning and you open your portal, you will be able to see your meal plan, your workout plan, your shopping list for the week. And where you go to see it, you click on my profile, right? Click on my profile, and then click on this my weekly plan. My weekly plan. You see meal plan, workout plan, and guides, right? You click on it, and then it opens. Okay, so now what you have here is the bonus meal plan which you are currently following. Okay, so once it's in the next 2 days, this is going to disappear, because of course the duration for the bonus is over. So it appears in the next 2 days. But now look at your meal plan this week, right? Is this week, but of course it's starting you start next week, but this week means from next week anyway, you begin to use this particular meal plan. Okay? Okay. So now if I click on it and open it, the meal plan, you will have your meal plan right here. And those who were part of the cohort last time, you can see that we have completely changed how the meal plan session looks because we thought it could be better. So we decided to work on it and made it way better than it was in the last cohort. All right, so here is your day switcher. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday up to Sunday. We have made it easy for you because if you come and open this meal plan on Wednesday next week, it will automatically show you your Wednesday plan. If you come and open it on Friday, it will show you your Friday meal plan. And you can always navigate back and forth. You can always go to Thursday if you want. You can go to Sunday if you want, any day at all, right? Now, let me explain something to you because the meal plan is quite straightforward, right? Everything we do, we try to be as clear as possible. But before we get into this meal plan, let me know if you have any questions based on what we have discussed so far. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat before we can now proceed. Do you have any questions so far? We've talked about a lot of things. So just let me know if you have any so we can clear it up and then we can continue. Alright, so no questions so far. That's interesting. Alright, so just you can always drop your questions if you have any in the course of the conversation, and we are going to look into it. Alright, so let's look at how it goes. So if you open a day, you are going to see day one, Monday, low carb day. So this day we are focusing on high protein, very low carbs. So the focus is on soups, proteins, and vegetables. That's for this particular day. All right, and you see breakfast, for instance, you see fasting first meal at noon, meaning that you're not eating anything during the breakfast session. Instead, you have your first meal at lunch. All right, so that is what it means. So if you go through it, you see the things you can drink while you are fasting. Liwa standard detox formula. I'm going to share with you the recipe. I'll show you how to access the recipe before the end of the class. So you have your ACD morning water. You can click here to know how to prepare it. Same thing applies to the Liwa standard detox formula. You can also click here and you can just look at a brief explanation of the recipe. But I'm going to also show you the standard recipe. Okay. And then you have your plain green tea. These are the options you can have while you are doing your fasting. Okay, so you can have either of these options. But the interesting part is when it comes to your meals. Okay, so the meals are well thought out, and I will encourage you to, as much as possible, stick to the meal plan if you can. We've made it quite easy this time around. It's very easy for you to follow, and it's straightforward actually. Just a few things I want to highlight for you is, like for example, on your day one, which is Monday, if you come to your meal plan session, you must pick. I encourage you to pick the options you want to have for the week because It is from the options you pick that will determine what your shopping list will look like. All right. So you go through and you go through and pick the options you're going to be eating. Right? If you're eating catfish, you're eating whatsoever, you go ahead and select those options. Go through the entire day of the program of the week rather, from Monday till Sunday. Go through it and select the new options that you will be having for that week. All right. It's very important to do this. Why am I saying it? Because it helps you to have a clear picture of what you will buy for that week. Once you are done selecting and you go to your meal plan, it is only the options that you picked that will reflect on your meal plan. So it's very important to do so. You do that. So you go through, right? And there are options. There are cases where you can eat leftover. For instance, if the lunch you decide to eat a big corn soup, that's believe an ugu soup, and you scroll down, you will see that you can still have the leftover of that soup as your dinner. That means you don't have to start cooking again. That is the whole point. We don't want you to in fact, we don't want you to cook twice a day. That is what we are trying to achieve with the meal plan. Don't go and we don't want to spend the time. You have a life, you have things you are doing with your time. So we made it very easy in such a way that if you can just afford to cook once a day, or if you're the type that even cooks on weekend, you can actually go through and do your prepping. If you are cooking the soup, you know you are cooking the soup and it will last you throughout the week. You are not battling with the kitchen all the time. That takes off one big mental workload off you and you focus on what's important, which is following the program. Okay? So there are several, of course, not all options have leftover, but right now, all the soups and pepper soup, you can have them as leftover. So even if you choose catfish, catfish pepper soup instead of the edikaiko soup, you can still have it as a leftover for your dinner. So if you go to dinner and you scroll down, you will see that you can have that's catfish. The, the remaining, so it kind of gives you an idea. Okay, if you're making this catfish, you can actually make two portions. One you can have for lunch, and then the other portion you can have for dinner. Okay, and it's quite interesting anyway because if you don't want to have it on day one, you want to have it on day two, you will see that if you go to the next day, which is day two here, as you can see, this is day two, this is Tuesday, and you scroll to your main meal of the day, you will still see that you have the catfish there because you didn't eat it the previous day. So if you come and select that, okay, you're having this catfish in this particular meal slot, which is lunch, you will see that it will disappear from every other place. You won't see because it's assumed that you're not eating it. You won't see it appear again on the plan. So that is one thing I wanted to make good use of in the course of the program. Leftovers, they are designed to make your life easy and simple. All right, that is one thing we have done for you to make things your journey easy. Okay, and okay, the same thing applies to when you are having soup, right? If you go to Friday, if you go to your Friday on your meal plan, you will see that you are having this is a high carb day. Alright, this is a moderate carb day. So we have different types of days. If you go through, we have moderate carb day, we have medium carb day, moderate carb day, we have high carb day, we have low carb day. The ones that you don't have access to right now because your plan does not request for it, we have carb detox, we have fruit detox, we have high protein, And we have flex. So flex is on Saturdays. Saturdays, you are allowed to eat your meal of choice as your lunch, but it must contain a good amount of protein, some side of vegetables, and then a feast of carbs. So it is a high carb day, but you are allowed to eat whatsoever meal of choice you want to have. So this is an option. This is an opportunity for you to, try your local delicacies that we may not really cover on the program because we're not familiar with it. But of course, if you are confused about it, if you are trying to eat something and you're not sure if you can have it on the program, that is why you have the support group. So you can always ask, Coach, can I have this? If you are not sure, especially on Saturday, our team avail themselves to always answer those questions on that day. So whenever you ask, don't feel like you are disturbing anybody, don't feel like your question doesn't make sense. Every question is answered and is answered well. All right? You answer it and we make it easy for you to understand the response so you know exactly what to do. So please feel free to ask questions whenever you are confused, and our team will do our best to help you handle that. All right. So now, one thing I want to make clear at some point is this. Let me give you an example. This is Wednesday and it is low carb day. All right. And Tuesday is also low carb day. These days are the same. That means whatsoever you eat on Tuesday, you can have it on Wednesday. If you want to eat the same meals that you ate as your lunch, you can have the same meals as your lunch on Wednesday. The same. You are still following the meal plan. If you want to have the same meals you had for dinner on Tuesday, you can still have those exact meals on Wednesday. You are still in line with the plan. That is because the 2 days are low carb, low carb. Okay? The same thing applies any other day. If it's moderate carb, you can go back to any day that you had moderate carb and look at the meals on those days. You can have any of those meals. Why? Because they are the same day structure. But one thing I want you to ensure you do is this. If you're having lunch, make sure that it is the same meals you had that was had for lunch that day that you're having for lunch. Don't go and eat the meals that was eaten for dinner as lunch. There's a way this meal plan is structured. Look, we don't just give you this plan. This meal plan you are seeing here is not just meals that are given to you. They are given to you to make sure that at the end of the day, you are meeting up with your protein intake. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are structured in such a way that at the end of the day, you are meeting up with your protein intake. You are not overdoing the carb side, your carb intake, and you are eating enough fiber. Those three things are what is important to us when we come to creating this plan, and that is the way it is designed. So when you have a meal, if you have a similar day, low carb, make sure that whatever you are having for lunch, if you want to go back to a day that is not that day, but is still a low carb day, make sure that whatever you are having for lunch is also in line with whatever you are is lunch. If it's for lunch you want to switch, it is this that day must also be lunch. If it is dinner, that same day must be dinner. Let me even show you on the screen. So let's say today is Wednesday, and look at the lunch options we have. We have vegetable soup with catfish. We have grilled catfish with cucumber and avocado. And we have avocado and grilled chicken salad. those are your options. Those are the options you have for Tuesday. Now, maybe you don't like any of those options and you want to go back to those are the options you had for Wednesday, rather. Now, maybe you don't like any of these options and you want to go back to Tuesday to see what options that were available to you. So you simply go to Tuesday and go to lunch. Don't go and start going to dinner. Instead, go back to lunch and look at the options you had on that day. You had pepper soup, chicken pepper soup. You had the option of chicken, cabbage chicken stir fry. You have the option of grilled fish with vegetable sauce. You can have any one of these meals in place of any other meal that was mentioned on Wednesday for lunch. For lunch specifically. If you want to switch dinner, you can also do the same. Don't switch dinner slot or what you're supposed to have for dinner with lunch and what you're supposed to have for lunch with dinner. If you start doing that, what is going to happen is that you won't be able to meet up with your protein intake at the end of the day. That is what's going to happen. So please make sure that this particular instruction you keep to it is very important, because we don't want you to start losing weight and you start looking sick, or you start losing weight and at some point you start losing your muscle mass. We don't want that to happen. That is why we made this meal plan the way it is. It is intentional, it is well thought out, and you can't find it anywhere. And that brings me to one point, right? If at any point in this program you feel like you want to have access to this plan, the only way you can have access to this plan is screenshotting it as it is going. Let me repeat that. This new plan, you can't download it, and we don't have access to it either. It is created and then we move on to another evaluation and we create a new one. So we can't give you access to it once it is over. So as the week is going and you feel like, oh, you want to have this new plan, so you can go back to it at any point, take screenshots. Just take screenshot of any of the plans and have it on your phone. That is the only way you can have access to it. So it's very important to do that, please. I don't want a case where the program will end and you come back to me to start asking for meal plan. You don't, as I can see, it is designed for you to follow it as the program is going. The instruction is there at the bottom. Look at this here. If you scroll down to the bottom, you will see if you miss a meal or slip off, you will know exactly what to do. So if on Tuesday something happens, you aren't able to participate or follow the meal plan, start on Wednesday. If by Wednesday you can't follow the meal plan, start on Thursday. Does it make sense? So that is make sure you are following the program as it is going, because if it is gone, once it's the end of the week, you will lose access to that previous week's meal plan and you have access to the new meal plan. Why? Because we don't want you to start feeling like you have to start from the beginning. Start where you are. Start from whenever you fall off the bad wagon, whenever you are not you go off track. Of course, days like that will definitely come up. Please start where you are. Right? Start from where you stopped. Rather, don't go back to day 5 if you miss day 6, or if you miss day 6 by day 7, don't go back to day 6. Start from that day 7. Right? That is the mentality, that is the mindset that we want to install in you while you are following the program. We don't want you to have that mindset that if you fall off or you go off track, you must start from the beginning again. That is not the mindset you should have on this program. The right mindset is to start from where you are. Okay? All right. So Um, if you have any questions based on your meal plan, please run it through me while I go through the questions. All right. If you also have questions based on what we discussed so far, you can let me know on the chat, and I will also respond to it. So I have two questions here. One is from Uzoma Obona. She asked, for some of us who work and might not be able to get the required meals, especially lunch, what do we do to be able to stay within the required plan? Good. That's a very fantastic question. So we have two options, right? For you to be able to succeed on this program, every weekend you must prep at least one pot of soup and one pot of pepper soup. And for the soup, for the pepper soup, make sure that you can eat it. It must have at least two servings, right? And I will go to the plan and I will show you why it works that way. That's the idea. We understand that there are two options anyway on how to work or how to solve that problem of you are working, you are at work, you are busy, you can't cook, right? So look at lunch for instance. Look at lunch on this is Tuesday. The lunch you have is chicken pepper soup. And when you hear chicken pepper soup or any pepper soup, just know that any protein can substitute the chicken. You can have goat meat pepper soup, you can have fish pepper soup, catfish pepper soup, any pepper soup at all would go well with it. But just make sure that you're not having it with any carb side. I'm talking about how to eat pepper soup with plantain, yam, and you are not doing any of those things. It's just the pepper soup. What you are after is the protein. Okay? Now, if this Saturday, right, or by tomorrow, you prepared your pepper soup, right, and on Tuesday, all you have to do is take a portion and go to work. That way, you won't get to work and start thinking of what to eat, right? And if you look at the other options as well, there are options that we intentionally did or made in such a way that is something you can also take to work. For instance, your cabbage stir fry, your cabbage chicken stir fry. If you can make those things over the weekend, if you can grill chicken, if you can grill your chicken or you grill your fish, and just that is why you have a plan. The whole point is to plan ahead. You can never, there's no way you can succeed if you don't plan ahead. It's not going to work. So you go through the plan, look at the meals, pick the ones you want to eat. Very important. And prepare towards it. That's the only way you can succeed. Right? In the mornings, for those that will be having breakfast, right? This plan right now, there's no breakfast in it. For those days when you will have breakfast, it is designed in such a way that you don't have to cook your breakfast meals. For instance, you are having two boiled eggs or three boiled eggs with garden eggs and some nuts. You don't have to cook. You just simply get your garden egg, and we don't want you to cook in the morning. That's something. We don't want you to start thinking of cooking in the morning. So we try to make those consider those things into your morning routine, right? So you are having something like uh, what's it called now? We can use an option like still let's garden eggs with two boiled eggs or three boiled eggs with avocado. Half avocado. You don't have to cook, right? You're having Greek yogurt with some seeds, and then what fiber do we add to it? So we can even add some side of avocado to it. The whole point is that we make sure we don't cook in the morning. But in the afternoon, what we do is we also consider that okay, you could be at work, and we kind of included options that you can have while you are at work if you prep ahead. So please, the only way you can succeed is planning. Plan your meals. Go through this meal plan. Pick the options that you want to eat for that week. Once you are done picking up the options, right? Go to your shopping list and shop for those options. Come back home and do your meal prep. If you are going to be eating chicken, prep it, right? Have it grilled, right? If you're going to be having soup, of course, you will have soup over the weekend, pepper soup over the week. In the course of the week, you must have soup, you must have pepper soup. Prep, you have to prep. Cook the soup, cook the pepper soup, put it in the fridge or in the freezer, and you are good to go. On days that you want to, you will be having them. A night before, you dish out some, right? You defrost the soup and dish out some, put in the plate you want to go to work the following day, and in the morning you pick it up, put in your lunch in your box, and go to work with it, right? Or when you get to work, you should have a something you can use to defrost, of course, and you are good to go. So this question goes back to you planning. You have to plan, right? You have to plan. That's the only way you can succeed on this program. You have to plan ahead. Very important. Okay? Okay, so Rosemary Otibere is asking, after lunch, can one take fruit? We will tell you, right? So you can't have the reason it's not like I understand the whole point, okay, you need fruit, you need fruit. Now we know what we are doing. If you are following this plan, we know exactly what you are doing. And we know when we feel like okay, you need fruit and we bring in fruit. Okay? So if it is just about lunch, you cannot have fruit if you don't ask you to have fruit. And the reason is because when we are planning your meals, we have something in mind which we are looking to achieve. For instance, on the days you are eating low carb, right? On the days you're eating low carb, the whole purpose of that entire day is to keep your blood sugar levels stable throughout the day, no matter what you eat, as long as it is within the plan. That is the whole goal. How can we keep your blood sugar levels stable throughout the day? So look at what we did, right? There's a cycle, and we can't keep your blood sugar levels stable throughout the day when you're having fruits. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So because of that, we are very conscious of your fruit intake. There are days where we allow you to have fruit. You will see it on your plan. All right? There are days where we allow you to have fruit. You want to see it on your plan. So just note for now, you are not going to excuse me. For now, like on your low carb days, you won't have fruit. On Monday, you won't have any fruit, right? We are trying to stabilize your blood sugar levels. On Tuesday, you won't have any fruit. We are trying to, and some persons may be asking, okay, why are you trying to stabilize my blood sugar levels? And the reason why we are doing that is that this program is a metabolic wellness program. And we kind of view things from the angle of what is going on inside your body when it comes to how your body actually functions. That is the angle we go through, or the angle we plan the program around. We don't do calories. If you check your meal plan, we don't write, oh, this calories, this calories. No, we don't do calories. And that is why we get results when hitting that program out there. In fact, even people on Ozempic, the result they get on those things compares even to what we get. They are getting better results than people that are on Ozempic, right? Because of the idea, the concept behind the meal plan you are following. You can't find this kind of meal plan anywhere on the internet. So the whole point is that if you follow this meal plan and we say Monday eat low carb and you eat low carb and you keep your blood sugar level stable, look at what's going to happen. It is easier for your body to burn fat if your blood sugar levels are stable. It is easier for your body to be able to heal itself. Your body have the potential. Okay, sorry about that. Had a network glitch. Please give me a second to refresh my laptop. Ah, so sorry about that. Give me a second, please. Try to reload my laptop. All right. So please let me know if you can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. We had a glitch, but I think we are back now. Please can you hear me? Let me know in the chats. All right. Okay, someone say I'm not hearing you. Just give me a second. I'm trying to fix that. Okay. All right. So can you hear me now? Please let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I think we're back now. So let me know if you can hear me so we can continue. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Someone can hear me. All right. So the point I was trying to make, I just hope I hope you all can hear me. All right. So the point I was trying to make is that at the very beginning, right, the way the program is structured is in such a way that we are using your food to control your body to burn fat. That is the simplest way to put it. So we are using how you eat to influence your body to burn fat. And one way we do that is by those the way we structure your meals. Okay, we are saying this they eat low carb, this they eat low carb. By eating low carb 2 days in a row, you are able to number one tap into your fat stores because you have now lowered your blood sugar levels, right? Not lowering it to the point of it being detrimental. No, I'm actually talking about stabilizing it. So you're no longer having that spikes from eating foods that are high in carbohydrates, even fruit. That is why we try to limit the consumption of fruit on part of the in most part of the meal plan. But there are days we know fruits are important. We know that fruits have its role, the role they play, right? There are days we now bring it in. So follow the plan. Before you will start lacking anything in fruits, or that food is supposed to give to you, we have already introduced it into the program, right? So just know that whatever we are doing is backed by science and is proven to work. We've been doing this for the past 6 years. So you can be rest assured that if you follow this plan and follow it blindly, you will see results that will shock you to your bones. So um, for now, you're not eating fruits. That's the whole point. Uh, After lunch, unless we specify so, right? If it's not specified on your plan, please don't eat fruits, right? And the same thing applies to swallow as well. So don't eat swallow unless we ask you to eat swallow. So on some days you may be having soup and we say just enjoy your soup. Please follow the instruction and enjoy your soup, but make sure you have enough protein. Days are coming where you will have your soup with swallow. You also see it on your plan, right? So, and the whole point is we don't want you to feel deprived. We don't want you to feel like you are restricted. So, you will enjoy your food, but we are going to be the one to tell you on days you would enjoy some certain foods that may um, kind of delay your results. So we kind of put all those into thoughts and then we created this plan for you. So follow through and be rest assured you will see results. So someone say, how do I get the accurate measurements if I don't have a weight or scale in grams? So you can't get the accurate measurement if you don't have a scale. It's not possible to get the accurate measurement without a scale. That's why having a scale, a food scale, is an investment and it costs less than 10,000 naira to get a very good one. If you need one, I can send you links to get them online. Right? It costs less than 10,000 naira to get a good one, and is an investment worth making because it ensures that you are having the right portions. All right, you are having the right portion. So the reason why we specify exactly the amount of food you are to eat. If you're eating yam, we say one thick slice of yam, which is about 1 inch thick, and 200 grams. We go ahead to explain those things. Is because if I say one thick slice of yam and I don't specify how much in grams, you will go and overeat. You can't know the exact amount I'm talking about because one thick slice differs from person to person. So we specify that 200 grams to make sure that you are eating with within the right portions. This so a food scale is helpful at the beginning just so you can have an idea of okay these things they are always talking about what exactly it looks like. Over time you don't have to continue measuring those things because now you have a good idea of what 200 grams of yam looks like. You have an idea of what 200 grams of protein looks like. You have an idea of what 1 cup of rice. You have a cup at home. I will always advise, even at later stage, you should always measure those things anyway. So don't always assume that okay, you know how it feels like. No, always measure when it comes to that particular one. All right. So I think if you have any question based on the plan, please go ahead and ask. Right. I think I've answered you. So for Abimbola, Mr. Abimbola Adebanjo, right? You need a full scale to get. There's no way unless you just want to estimate, and if you're estimating, we can't really tell why or how well you have made a meal plan because the portions are part of the plan. So I really suggest the only way you can get accurate measurement is by using a food scale. Just get it. Just get one. You need it's an investment in your health. If you say I need one, so please send me the link. All right, just remind me after the class, send a message to us on WhatsApp, and I will do well to send you a link to get one. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, I can be able to because the last time I got one, I recommended one to someone was 2 3 years ago. So hopefully I was right with the price I mentioned because it shouldn't be more than 10K, right? Hopefully, right? Not things have gone crazy in the country, but I just hope you can get that. So if you have any question regarding your meal plan, anything you don't understand that is there that you don't understand, please now is the right time to ask that question before we move on to the shopping list. All right. So while we're waiting for the questions to come in, if any, let's go to the shopping list. All right. So this shopping list is personalized. It means that no two persons can have the same shopping list unless they're eating the same exact thing. No two persons can have because that's why when you go to your meal plan, make sure you pick the options you are eating for that day. You go from Monday, go to your lunch. If you are eating edikaiko for soup, you pick it. If you are eating, you pick it. If you are eating grilled catfish and kumba, you pick it. If you are going to be eating catfish with soup, you pick it. Pick the option that you want to eat, and then you continue. You go down and you do the same for dinner. Do it across the 7 days. This thing will not take you more than 3 4 5 minutes, and it will guide you for the rest of the week. So it's better you spend that 5 minutes picking the options that you know will work well for you for the week, and enter the week with clarity. You enter the week knowing exactly what you are eating. You are not coming to the plan again to do tumbum, which you are going to eat. You know exactly what you are eating throughout the week. It will take you only 5 minutes. Sit down and do it. So it's very important. It's very important that you complete this step. Because once you have completed this step and then you go to your shopping list, you will now have a very clear shopping list based on the options you are going to be eating. Whatever you pick, that is what is going to be given to you here. You can go, like, you don't have to just use this list and go to the market and buy and be rest assured that whatever you are buying will last you for the week and you need it. That is the way we have done the meal plan. We are not giving, you know, before what we used to do is give you a list of all the ingredients in this world. We are no longer doing that. All right. So right now we are giving you the exact shopping list you need for the week. You can now take it to bank, buy and keep at home. Now, the first thing I'm going to see is your power supply. That's why you take the shopping list, right? If you ask you how well is your power supply, if you have stable power supply, you select stable. Okay, if your light is, you know how it comes and goes, is less moderate. If you are in the type of area that when they take the light, it takes days before they will return it, right? That means it's erratic. You select erratic. Why are you selecting these options? Because there are some things in the program that, let me give you an example. If you have an erratic power supply, if the light in your area is not good enough, it will be difficult for you to stock on something like Greek yogurt. You can't go buy Greek yogurt and store in the fridge if your power supply is bad. So because of that, if you choose a meal that have Greek yogurt as your main meal, right? You choose any meal that have Greek yogurt, and your power supply is erratic, it will warn you. For instance, I'm getting this one in now that a meal I selected have chia seed pudding with unsweetened Greek yogurt. One or more ingredients in this meal can be stored reliably on erratic power supply. Consider swapping this meal. There is no way we are going to give you a meal and all the meals are such a way that you can't store it. You must have something that you can, have that doesn't require you, having having constant power supply. So even if the light in your area is erratic, you can easily come and switch up whatever they said here. Switch it to something that you can easily buy and store. Let's if you buy the Greek yogurt, you are going to finish it on that same day. If that is what works for you, fine, you can go ahead and buy it. Eggs, just go ahead and buy something that you will be using for that, and just go ahead and switch the option to something that will last for you. Okay, so that is it for the shopping list. Once you switch to the one your power supply is stable, you buy is less stable, and you're going to see a list of all the things that you can, buy and store, things that you buy once this week, things that you buy twice, and you just have a list which you can follow and shop for that week. It's quite straightforward. So that is all you need to. I think this is part of most of the things you need to know on your app for now. Most of the things that you need to know will come up later, right? Then while you are in the program, you are required to post your meals and you are required to do your check-ins daily. Post your meals and do your check-ins daily is a requirement. So it's not an option, it's actually a requirement, right? Um, I think that's that. So someone is asking a question, Coach, is it okay to just choose one meal from each day plan throughout the program? As in, if one is eating once day. Okay. Um, she's asking, okay, if I understand you clearly, you're asking if you're eating one meal a day, can you choose any meal at all, whether it is from lunch or it's from dinner? Yes, you can. If you're eating one meal a day, please choose an option from lunch and increase your protein intake. All right. If you're eating one meal a day, don't choose from the dinner. Don't choose from the dinner options. Go for the lunch options. Choose an option, any of those three options you have for lunch. You can pick any one and then increase your protein intake. If you can, double your protein intake or do an additional half. Let me give you an example. If let me use the plan itself. So on this day, this is Monday. If you're eating one meal a day on Monday, and you are having a big kind called soup, that's water leaf plus food, right? And they're saying 1.5 cup. So when you're eating 1.5 cup, you can actually go ahead and eat up to 2 cups and double the amount of protein. So we're having 42 grams of protein, meaning that you are expected to eat around 60 grams of catfish. If you're using catfish to eat the soup, roughly that amount. So you can go ahead and eat up to 90 grams of that catfish or 100 grams if possible. So you can get your minimum amount of protein required for that day. I don't know if this is clear. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. So in any option you're having, just double their, if you can double, fine, but make sure you add additional at least half of the protein intake for that day. Include it and make sure you are picking the option from lunch, not your dinner. Pick it from your lunch. Okay? I think that's it. If you have any more questions, I think we are done for tonight. We spent over an hour, 30 minutes. I don't want this to be too long, but if you have any more questions, you can go ahead and ask, and I will do well to answer you. Any questions you have about the program entirely, go ahead. Okay, so let's give it more time and see if any more questions will drop. So throughout this evening, the support group will also be open. So if I missed out any question in this class, ask in the support group. I myself or any coach available will do well to respond to your questions. All right. So if you have any more questions, you can either go ahead. Okay, someone is asking, what replacement can I have as I don't eat catfish? So the catfish we used across the program is more like, okay, we need a fish, right? And we used because we used catfish across the program because the protein is what we are going for. So the protein is tied to catfish. It doesn't mean that you must have catfish. You can choose to have any fish of your choice that goes well with the meal. You can have tilapia. You can have what's it called? Sardines. This one, what's it called? I've forgotten the name, but you can have mackerel. You can have any fish of choice that goes well with the meal. You can have it. So yes, you mustn't eat catfish. You can have any fish of choice. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll do well to answer before we leave tonight. Okay. In the absence of any more questions, I think we will have to call it a night here. It's been wonderful, and we're going to continue the group anyway. So you go through the plan. Anything I've talked about that you don't understand, go through the plan and let me know in the group. I myself or a coach would respond to your questions tonight. So thank you so much for spending the evening with me. I hope this particular session was insightful. You have at least you have clarity on how to go about the program starting next week. And I look forward to seeing you actively participating in the group challenges and winning some amazing prizes for your team and for yourself. And at the end of the day, I want to see you, I want to see your results. I want to see your results at the end of the day. That's what matters. Remember that this program, the whole point of what we are doing, is to install habits that will help you keep the weight off. So please, there is no aspect of this program that is not well thought out. There's no guesswork at any point. Everything we are asking you to do is necessary. It's necessary. I don't know how best to explain it, but try your best and do it. And I promise you that you'll be shocked at the kind of results you are going to get at the end of the program. All right. So that concludes it for tonight, and I look forward to. We are going to be having conversations. We will be having this not live class like this, but pre-recorded videos are going to be dropped in your portal in the course of the week. So whenever it drops, I will also let you know in the group, so you can just go ahead and check it out. Right. So do have a wonderful evening, and we conclude the conversation in the group. Good night, and enjoy your sleep. Bye.